Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my review for this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. This is for episode 5 now. It's called Just in Case. And spoiler warning, as per usual, if you guys have not seen this episode yet, you may want to watch it before you watch this review. But that said, I mean, this episode went mostly how I think we thought it was going to. From the previews and the things we got to see in the episode description, we knew it was a flashback. We knew it would be sort of a here's not here type of episode for Fear with John and Laura, or Naomi. And kind of just a flashback to kind of get us a little bit caught up on the characters and give us a little bit more, because we do have some new characters in Fear and we're not aware of their backstory and how they survived all this time in the zombie apocalypse. So in this one, just in case, we get to basically see John and how he was surviving, and then Naomi kind of washes up on shore in his place, or near his place, and he helps her. He kind of nurses her back to health. He gives her stitches because she's got a pretty nasty cut. And, they do fishing and kind of the regular kind of run-of-the-mill, just living stuff in the zombie apocalypse. They go for a run. They go to a store. They kind of come back, this kind of deal. They get some zombies coming in, and this spot in a bridge where basically the zombies are falling off the bridge into the water right next to his place, and they're kind of washing up, similar to what happened with her and where she kind of washed up. You're getting an influx of zombies kind of falling off the bridge and kind of showing up at his place as well too. So they kind of go up there and put a car in place to trap them so that they can't get through, or they can kind of stop from falling off and ending up in his territory or his place. So, to summarize the episode, basically, we see him surviving in the zombie apocalypse. She runs into him through washing up on shore and being injured. He nurses her back to health. He helps her. They get to know each other. They start to develop feelings for one another. John likes her, and then she kind of likes him back. And then, not wanting to get attached, she leaves and kind of leaves him a Scrabble message, letting him know that she does care about him too. But that's probably the reason why she's leaving, is because at this point in the zombie apocalypse, as we've seen with Carol, for example, I think Naomi is probably most similar to Melissa McBride's Carol, as almost any character I've seen so far. And that's the character that I would compare her to the most, is that Naomi is a lot like Carol in that at this point she just wants to leave because she doesn't want to develop feelings for anyone else. If they are to die, it will be very, damaging to her. So as kind of an emotional kind of a force field or what have you, she decides to go out on her own and leave on her own to prevent that from happening. And so she doesn't kind of start to develop feelings for him too much, knowing that, there's very few people that are able to actually survive long-term in the zombie apocalypse. And we have the episode kind of wrapping up where you have John and Morgan kind of sitting there together, and we find that the episode is basically a telling of what happened with John and how he got to meet Laura, or Naomi, and how this whole thing kind of went together, as he's kind of explaining it all to Morgan. And Morgan basically, answers that they shouldn't wait another minute. They need to kind of go and see what they can do, because even though he was told that she's dead, he doesn't know that for sure 100%. I mean, they did have her bag with the gun that he gave her, so there is that. But TV series logic, if you don't see a body, then you can't confirm that she's dead for sure. I mean, is it possible that she's still alive? I would say it is possible, especially after the amount of time she got in this episode. And also, Madison is kind of in that same boat where we don't know if Madison is alive. We don't know if Naomi is alive or dead. And, after this nice setup episode, it would be kind of a happy reuniting if we did find out that Naomi was still alive out there somewhere. And even though the episode was just centered around mainly those two characters, and adding in a third with Morgan there just at the end, this is one of the first episodes we've had, I want to say, where this is the first one this season that's basically entirely focused on the new characters. The new characters were the centerpiece for this episode. It wasn't the older Fear characters. It wasn't Morgan with him crossing over. It was entirely focused basically on John and Naomi. And I thought it was really a great episode. It's called Just in Case, and I thought it was fun, man. It was a really great episode, just to kind of get to see characters characters surviving the zombie apocalypse. And I find John to be a very likable character. He's very nice, and he's warm, and he's open to Naomi, and he's he's supportive of her. He's helping her without her having to ask or anything, even though she's kind of giving him the cold shoulder a little bit, or at least she's not even volunteering her name or anything of the sort. He kind of gives her a name by calling her Laura, saying that she looks like a Laura. And there's just a lot of things that he does throughout the episode, I feel like, that are very just a really nice guy, kind of like something that's rare to see in the zombie apocalypse, I'd say, nowadays, to just run into somebody that literally, he's just surviving off the land, basically. He's fishing for food. He's got some spots that he goes to. He has a schedule. He's got movies, right? He's watching movies, making popcorn, things like this. Like, he's basically just surviving is what he's doing, right? He's doing his thing. He's going through regular life, I guess, just surviving by himself. But you do get the sense that he's lonely. So, of course, when she kind of comes into his life, of course, he's just got this, I would say, like, just love that he wants to give out, or he just wants to, have someone with him. He doesn't want to be alone again because he's been alone for so long, it seems, that he knows, kind of what that's like, and he just wants to have people around at this point. And as such, I just found him to be a character that had a lot of charisma, just somebody where, like, you want to see good things happen for him, you want to see him succeed, you want to see him survive, because he just is a really good guy, right? So we get the introist, we have him do some axe kills, and we get some pretty cool axe kills throughout the episode, which is fun of the zombies that are kind of coming up there. They focus on the gun and that, and then we fade into the intro. We got music as John wakes up. We've got him alone playing Scrabble by himself, right? You've got him going out for food, filling his generator, what have you, with water, whatever that is. We've got some mentions of vultures on the TV with the electricity, right? And platypus, he says again, so that's funny, and he spells it out. So I just think it's just funny, man. He's just a kind of a funny character, unintentionally, just kind of a simple, funny kind of guy, right? We've got so we've got dark outside. We've got the body coming up. Finds out Naomi's alive. He sees the cut and that. He brings her inside, starts helping her, gives her some candy, that kind of thing, and even creates like a barrier so she can sleep and feel privacy or what have you. So you look like a Laura. So I did like that scene a lot. That was funny when he assigns her a name and then he just kind of keeps using it, right? He's just a really simple kind of guy, right? So that's what it is. So just ask if you need anything, and then you've got him barely sleeping, and just some really funny scenes. I just find him to be very funny as I'm watching, the episode through. We've got the needle going through. We've got some more axe kills, which is fun, it being Tuesday, and Naomi already starting to want to leave, and he's not keeping her there. He's saying, you can go if you want to, whatever. He's not going to, try to get her to stay if that's not what she wants to do. But she does stay for at least a little while to heal up here. We've got the canoe, and him saying that the bullets attract more, so he doesn't use the guns. But also we found out he doesn't use the guns because of what happened to him prior. We found out that Naomi lost her child as John kind of wakes up. So that, for me, was really what triggered my kind of like thinking that Naomi is quite similar to Carol in a lot of ways. And also the way that she talks and everything is it reminds me a lot of Carol for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. So coming handy out there. So he gives her one gun later, right? And then we have some scenes here where you get some pretty cool zombie kill scenes, and that you have one where it's got kind of like the one in season 5 or season 6 where Rick cut his hand on. One with like a machete through it, and it kind of goes in through the glass. He doesn't want to use the gun, so he kills it without it, but he puts himself kind of in harm's way as she notices. And then we've got kind of that scene where they all kind of come up in the dark, and there's just like zombies everywhere, and they try to fight them off hand to hand. They can't, so he has to break his rule and bust out the guns and start, trick shooting and shoot them all double-handed revolvers, right? Pow pow is fun. So kind of old school Western style, and he does have a feel like that to him, along with having some similarities to Rick because they're both sheriffs or police officers, which is fun. And yeah, man. So we get the story about the leg shot and him feeling guilty about having the guy bleeding out and killing the guy accidentally. He just wanted to stop him, and he didn't want to actually kill him. And we know he's a great shot, but it sounds like even as good a shot as he is, can't always guarantee 100%. The person moves or whatever in the meantime, or as you're firing, then things like that can happen. So it's what it is. And yeah, gives her a gun. She leaves with the note with the Scrabble thing, and great scene where he tells her that he does love her, or he does care about her at the end there, and then she leaves the next morning. And then the scene with Morgan, like I said. So I enjoy the episode a lot. It's a different kind of episode than what we're used to for Walking Dead or for Fear. I'm even just saying Walking Dead now because really the show is so similar to the original Walking Dead series that I almost feel like Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead are, aside from the characters being different and the locations being different, they really feel like they're one show now. This one really felt like a Fear the Walking Dead version of Here's Not Here for me, and I enjoyed it either just as much, if not maybe more, for the characters, because I just find John to be so fun, and Naomi as well too, to have some good questions around her and whether or not, setting it up to whether or not he'll find her again and that whole kind of thing, and just to see what will happen with the two, if anything, or maybe she is dead for good, and maybe we'll see that and we'll know for sure, so then he can kind of move on, or at least in the eyes of the audience, we can know that that's not where they're going with it. So, yeah, man, I really enjoyed the episode a lot, and I'm going to give it a 9.3, it's just a really fun episode. It's a great episode for character building, I think, and a great episode for Fear the Walking Dead. You need episodes like that, because we didn't really know John. We could kind of tell that he was this kind of funny, kind of simple kind of character as he's talking to Morgan and that kind of deal. But this episode really gave us kind of a full kind of idea of his backstory, which is that he mostly, it seems like, survived because of his ability to, live and be kind of a survivalist in that way, fish, and do everything he has to do himself, take care of himself, clear out zombies as he needs to. He's a great shot, obviously, as we kind of already knew, but of course in a zombie apocalypse, he might be the best shot we've ever seen, with a sidearm at least, in the zombie apocalypse. So, even if zombies are coming up on him, boom, he can just clear them out right away, like we saw there earlier on this season. So really, a great episode to really build these new characters, because they're both brand new in the series. We don't have any prior backstory in them before season 4. So I felt like this was a great one for Fear, and really kind of giving us this new character where he does feel very unique to me, in that you could say he's like maybe an Eastman that survived, or someone who's just has the type of skills that would be very effective to survive in a zombie apocalypse. So it feels totally natural that he would, but also at the same time that, because he was alone for so long, he's just going to love having people around and having it make perfect sense that he wants to be around Morgan. He wants to go with Morgan at the beginning of the season once he sees him, because he's like, oh my God, it's a person. It's a person, right? So, that kind of deal. So just really fun, man. I really enjoyed the episode. And I hope for his sake that Naomi is still alive, or Laura is still alive, and that they're reunited again at some point later on the season. So that's the hope, and we'll see. So that leaves us with 3 episodes left for this season. I'm going to do a predictions video for episode 6 after this one. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I really enjoyed it. It was a relaxing, different kind of episode for Fear the Walking Dead than what we're used to, and I thought that was a good thing. It was just totally different from what we've been seeing with Fear, especially compared to season 3, which was all like crazy action all the way through, super high pace and everything. Really nice episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And if you like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. If you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at the bottom left. Click subscribe. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video for the predictions in about half an hour to an hour. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.